In this video, I'll show you how to lock a document in Google Docs. The first thing to know is that locking a Google Doc can mean two different things. If you want to stop other people from editing your document, the most common method is to change the sharing permission to viewer or commenter. Google's official sharing help says you can stop, limit, or change sharing at any time. And you can control whether people can change your file or only view it. To do that, open your Google Doc and click the Share button in the top right corner. In the sharing window, look at the people who already have access, or the general access setting for the link. Then change editors to viewer if you want to fully prevent editing. Or commenter if you still want people to leave comments without changing the actual content. That is the easiest way to lock a document for everyday use in Google Docs. Now, there is also a more specific lock feature connected to approvals in Google Drive and Google Docs. Google's official help says you can lock a document so reviewers cannot change it while it goes through an approval process. When a file is locked this way, edits, comments, and suggestions cannot be added to the document. If you want to use that kind of lock on a computer, open the document and use the approval workflow. Google's help page says once you're using approvals, you can lock the file from the file menu by choosing lock. If you need to remove the lock later, you can go back to File and choose Unlock. This method is mainly for review and approval workflows, not just regular sharing. On mobile, Google says the lock option is tied to the approval request flow as well. The Android help page notes that to lock a document on mobile, you need to turn on Lock File before sending the approval request. That means the mobile version handles document locking through the approval setup process rather than as a separate general lock button. Another important thing to understand is that Google Docs does not currently offer standard password protection for individual Docs files the way some people expect. A Google Docs community answer states that password protection is not currently supported for Google Docs, and that access is protected through your Google account and sharing settings instead. So if your goal is simply to keep people from changing the document, use the share settings and switch access to viewer or commenter. If your goal is a formal review process, use the approval lock feature so nobody can edit, comment, or suggest changes while the file is under review. Those are the two main ways to lock a Google Doc depending on what you mean by lock. Hope the tutorial was helpful. Subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video.